Hi folks, and welcome to another edition of Ferrum Wrestling 411. I'm your host Gary Holden, Sports Information Director and Assistant AD. With me is Head Wrestling Coach Nate Yetzer. Nate, how's everything been going?
Going great, going great. We're in the heart of conditioning right now, getting ready to start our third week of conditioning, and everything's going good.
I see a lot of the wrestlers running around the field over here, up and down the mountain, the hill behind here. It seems like workouts are a little bit taxing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the plan. Every week we're going to ratchet up a little more, and we've got about 5 or 6 weeks of conditioning we're going to do this year, versus I think we did 3 or 4 last year, to get our guys' body fats down and make sure we're have a great base conditioning before the season starts.
It looks as though things have been really ramped up. I was talking with one of your wrestlers a few minutes ago. Things have been really kind of ramped up, going from the club status last year to varsity this year. Tell me what's the biggest difference you've seen this year so far?
Well, we have the athletes now. Before last year we really couldn't, I guess, push them the way I wanted to because we just didn't have the guys that were used to that. We would have lost, a good portion of our guys, which we did anyways toward the end of the year. But
sure.
But I think this year we finally have the guys who are as committed as I want. And I think what they do is the better freshmen are actually dragging along the upperclassmen. Making them work harder. And I think now the better guys we have from last year, they see that they're going to have to work harder to be in the lineup this year. So it's not a given like it was last year.
Sure. Yeah. When you had club status last year, it was just get through a year, get everybody as much experience as you can. The great thing is all those freshmen that were here last year, they come back and they're freshmen again this year.
Absolutely, yep.
But they're
it's like
not
a redshirt year. It's like a free year. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
They're not freshmen on the mat. Division III doesn't allow for redshirting, with the exception of when you start a club program.
Right,
then it does not count, and they got a year of coaching under their belts, so they must be pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of guys back from last year?
Yeah, I think I think currently I think I counted about 9 guys from last year back on the team this year. That's kind of what I figured. And hopefully we can get those guys all throughout the whole year. I think out of that 9, I think 3 or 4 are going to be in the lineup this year.
Okay.
Maybe as little as 2, maybe as many as 4. So.
Okay. Tell me, you Panther Wrestling Club. You're still doing that. You cranked that up again in the spring last year. You've got it going again for the fall. You've got. You're taking care of those at Roanoke Catholic High School.
Yep. Tuesdays and Thursdays are Roanoke Catholic, and then Sundays are in Ferrum.
Okay.
And Sundays are a little different. Sundays we just get in, we get a nice drill, and then we actually go live and conditioning. So it's more of a live workout. Versus the Roanoke Catholic one is more technique based. We work on technique. We bring in guest clinicians all the time. This year we got Devin Carter coming in again.
All-American from Virginia Tech.
Yep, All-American Virginia Tech. Zach Nybert, All-American Virginia Tech.
Yep.
Ryan Riggs, assistant coach at Washington Lee.
Okay.
Obviously I'll be there. Coach Brandon Bradley will be there. So, we've had a lot of success with that, and guys seem to really enjoy seeing new technique and seeing different guys' perspectives. So.
It's always good to see fresh faces, both
absolutely.
as coaches and when you go away to another facility and you work out and a couple of new kids show up in your weight class. Good, keeps things fresh and everything.
We try to wrestle live at every session. Some and so you get to see kids from all over. We've had kids, I think, from as many as 6 or 7 different high schools there at one time. So I think this last one we had. Probably 5 or 6 high schools represented. So
I know you won't mention them, but there are high school coaches that have been coming down helping. I think that's great to get them involved in
absolutely.
Well,
man. They've been huge. Just helping me. With so many kids there, it's nice to have that much help, and those guys are as committed as anybody. So
sure. Well, they know it's going to help their athletes.
Come
November,
It's
December,
a win-win.
January,
It's a win-win.
Everybody gets something out of that.
It's a win-win. Absolutely.
Good.
So
tell me about your fundraising. Last time we spoke, you had a drive for 100.
Right.
Trying to get people to give throughout the year. Monthly basis. How's that going so far?
It's going pretty good. It's slowing down a lot, to be honest with you. We're still a good 35, 40 people away from getting our 100. We want 100 people to be able to donate monthly. And we're still a good ways away from that, and we're going to probably stop promoting it in the end of September. So we're kind of running out of time, and I'm trying to get some people on board. And then another one we have going on is company match. This one is kind of came out of nowhere. We had a very donor that we really want to help out a lot, and he offered $1,500 if he can match that by other donations.
I see. And
then his business was going to put $1,500 in. And then we had another guy come aboard, another donor, and said he's going to do $1,000. So we got $2,500. We're still about $450, $500 short of that. We're trying to close that gap, and that's going to end this week. So we got to hurry up and
And that's separate. Is that separate from the 100?
Yeah, yes, it is separate.
Okay.
The drive for 100, we're just basically trying to get people on board, to donate, as little as $5 a month, and it doesn't seem like much, but it has a huge impact when you have, that many people donating monthly.
Right.
It has a huge impact to the program.
Build your fan base, build your support base and everything as well.
Absolutely,
so.
yep.
Good.
And it helps us plan our budget better. I mean, we kind of know what we're going to have coming in every month, and that helps us kind of plan for what we want to do. We have all kinds of stuff we want to do, and
sure.
Unfortunately, that takes money, to do that. So, and obviously, we're lacking alumni, being a new program. So, we have to go out and find basically friends of wrestling, friends of Ferrum College, and try to get donors that way.
You hear that, folks? Our friends are basically our support system right now, so
Absolutely,
we need you. Please contact Coach Yetzer and Yetzer at ferrum.edu.
Yep, absolutely.
Get some stuff going there. Coach, your first match coming up November 14th. You mentioned WNL a few minutes ago.
Right,
Assistant coach. You've actually wrestling WNL this year at home. First ever varsity match here. What are you hoping for there besides a win?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're hoping for just a lot of fan support, too. I think that's super important. It's our first match, dual meet ever, on Ferrum's campus and as far as college. And, I think, I want to fill that place up. I wanted there to be just basically people have to stand around and watch the match. I want that's how packed I want it to be. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of effort marketing it and make sure people know when it is and what's going on. And it's going to be very, very fan-friendly. We're going to have videos showing of basically how you score points for people that have no idea.
Okay.
And everything from that to having a halftime entertainment in between the fifth and sixth match.
Cheerleaders.
Yep. And then we're going to try to put the best matchup of the night. We're going to try to put that at the very end of the dual meet.
Okay.
Just make it very fan friendly, and first 50 or 100 people are going to get free T-shirts to the match, and so there's going to be all kinds of stuff going on. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's great. It sounds really exciting. Everything. I know that. The wrestlers have been supporting the other teams. The other night we were running a volleyball match, and the wrestlers all showed up, shirts off, painted and everything. It looked like there was about 40 or 50 of them there. And I remember hearing one of the women's basketball players say, "Wow, I hope those guys come to our basketball games too."
That's the plan. We want to at least attend one event on for each sport on campus. Because we're all on the same team. We're all Ferrum College. I think sometimes, on colleges, campuses, maybe this sport doesn't get along with this sport and that, and I just think it's stupid. We're all on the same team.
Right.
We need to support each other, and being in a very small community, I mean, this is our biggest fan base, the student body.
Right.
So we have to go out and support each other. I think that's super important. That's one emphasis I'm going to put on this year, marketing.
Well, one of the things that I've seen so far is that all the athletic teams are doing that. The men's lacrosse teams at the men's soccer games in mass. The wrestlers are over at the volleyball matches. I know the volleyball players, they're intending to go to the other events because they've been very pleased with the support they've gotten. And I really think it's going to end up being a real good relationship between the athletic teams to support each other. We've got some home football games that we're hoping to get some of our athletes out to really support them and everything. So I know that first wrestling match we will have a packed crowd that night. I know that the people in Franklin County, where Ferrum is located, are very excited about seeing that, and they will come out in mass as well.
Right, absolutely. I mean, I think the biggest thing is you got to have a competitive team.
Right.
And nobody wants to go watch a team over and over again, get their butt kicked. So I think. From my standpoint, the biggest way you can entertain fans is to put out there a very fun, competitive team, and that's one thing I appreciate our guys is effort. People like to see effort. People like to see, guys going out there and giving their all. And guys that are talented, they want to see that. So that's kind of what we're trying to recruit here as well, is guys that want to go out and wrestle really hard, and that's fun to watch. I think, and it translates to wins.
Sure.
And winning's fun. So.
Well, and I suspect that you've got a large roster, so I suspect there's got to be some good competition there to bring out the best. And some of our guys, the best matches they may have are on Thursday afternoon, trying to win the starting spot.
Absolutely. That's what we're trying to do. We're going to do that every year. That's why we're recruiting the way we are right now. And Brandon's gone all the time. My assistant, is gone all the time, and I'm going all the time, trying to go out and get in front of the best kids we can.
Sure.
Because I just know in my career, what made me better is I always had to look over my shoulder. If I was in a lineup, I had to look over my shoulder and I had a freshman try to take my spot.
Right.
And when you build that kind of competitiveness, man, I think everybody gets better. Everybody gets better off that. So, and that's way when you go to the national tournament, it's no different. You're used to it. You've done in the room a million times. It's nothing different. Yeah.
Right. Well, we're excited about seeing it. I know the folks here on campus are excited about seeing the first match. So We'll be back here in a couple weeks.
Yep.
When's our next show?
Next show's probably it's probably gonna be in 2 weeks now. During the preseason, we'll probably go every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Sometimes there's not much to talk about.
Sure.
But once we get in the season, we'll try to talk. Try to meet up after every match and kind of go over.
Will you bring an athlete in with you next time?
Yeah. We'll bring some athletes during guys that did a good job that week, and maybe even guys that didn't do a good job. We'll roast them. We'll roast them. No, and then we'll bring in different people from time to time. Maybe a couple supporters at some point, and
excellent.
Just mix it up a little bit. I know everybody gets tired of hearing me, so.
And me.
Yeah.
Well, that'll wrap up today's show. We'll be back in 2 weeks, folks. Thanks for being here. Thanks to Coach Yetzer.
Appreciate it.